What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 33 of the Geekcast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru. Full cast today. We got a bunch of people here.
It's not a full cast. Holly's not here.
Toby's a dead man.
Let's nitpick it, okay? I just meant a full,
Full house. That's what you meant.
Shut your face. That's what I meant. Miguel is here. My buddy Miguel.
My buddy Miguel.
Whatever.
My buddy
you know, why don't you just come here and ask Miguel if you can hug him and stuff. This is ridiculous. Me and Miguel went to New York and Toby's all excited, text him, please tell Miguel I love him, tell him hi, this and that.
Toby, here you go. Here's a hug for you.
Hey!
There you go. There you go.
But
Feel so left out of the circle jerk. It's
yeah. Well,
oh, sorry, Allan. Here's one for you too. Here you go.
it's so sweet.
But
Someone cut him off.
But Allan, for those that don't know, Miguel kind of does a lot of stuff with me. We'll go out, we'll do hunts together, and that's actually how we met originally. A couple weeks ago, we went to New York City for the grand reopening of Nintendo New York, which was a lot of fun. We did we did a vlog of that, and actually the shirt Miguel's wearing today is one of the ones that he picked up. The Donkey Kong.
Oh, look at that! Nice.
Yeah,
Very
nice one. So, but Allan, what's up? What are you doing today? How you doing?
I'm not bad. I'm awake. Another night shift done. One tonight. It's all good.
Oh my lord! I'm surprised you're here. I'm surprised you're not in a drunken haze, missing a show
I
again.
don't have a drink problem.
Oh please!
This is wildly. Shut up. I do not have a drink problem.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
gonna go for a drink right now, though.
Okay.
As he's drinking his vodka.
Yeah,
that's not water. That's vodka.
We'll get into trouble. It's Evian. Live young.
Okay, we can easily change the contents of a bottle. It's not that big a deal. Vodka is white or clear.
Drink green liquor.
All right, so let's kick this show off like we do every episode. I don't care how you're doing. Let's kick this show off like we do.
Introduce me.
I'm not introducing you. They know who you are. You ruined your introduction when you wanted to play Mr. Wise Ass at the start. So.
Hello everyone, I'm Toby, I'm a regular.
Nobody cares.
Hi, Toby.
I'm doing very well, thank you, Bobby.
I can care less. You've already irked me. We're going to kick the show off like we do every episode with our Geek Outs. Miguel, since you're our guest this week, what are you geeking out about?
Well, I'm just geeking out that I get to play my 3DS again. I've been working a lot and just been playing a Fire Emblem. A Birthright. Just getting used to the mechanics because it's been a while. But that's all. And just geeking out with the information on Pokken Tournament. I can't wait about that. And just expecting some future information on Nintendo mobile apps. That's all.
Are you going to get the controller?
Yes, I actually pre-ordered it.
Nice. That thing looks kind of cool. I'm thinking about getting one. I don't know if it only works for Pokken Tournament or not.
Yeah,
but it reminds me an old school NES or Super Nintendo controller.
Isn't it designed for fighting games though?
Probably is, but I like it a lot. I think I would just get it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. I think it's just really cool looking. It's kind of sharp. It would be nice
if it plays well too because I have both sides of it. It looks good, but I hope it doesn't look cheap.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because it looks like a flat thing, but we'll see when it comes out.
Yeah, we'll see. Allan, what are you geeking out about?
I'm geeking about No Man's Sky. It's out in June.
Here we go.
The quest to the center of the universe begins. The thing I love the most is that Toby, our little four-eyed friend there, pissing and moaning about, what is this game? Oh my god, what is this game? Oh, I don't get it. And it's you play Minecraft.
He's a troll.
You play Minecraft. Oh,
I know what Minecraft is. I gave you a paragraph of text explaining what you do in Minecraft. I can't tell you what you do in No Man's Sky.
I believe I rebutted your paragraph of text with a paragraph of text about what you do in No Man's Sky. And you're still
you walk around, you shoot things, and then you fly off to another planet, and then you do the same thing again.
It's like Star Trek.
You've described it better than Minecraft. If Minecraft had spaceships shooting and flying to
You've got a bow and arrow in Minecraft.
I'll obliterate you from orbit.
You've got a hunger bar, you've got stamina, there's all sorts of stuff.
So, Bobby, how was your day?
I know, these two are like little girls, man. Listen, let me add some context for the people at home. We have a Facebook chat where myself, Allan, and Toby are in, and Toby is nothing but a troll when it comes to No Man's Sky. He has been mocking and taunting Allan for 2 days now. It's ridiculous. And it's like, just stop,
Poor
man.
Grammar and bad spelling.
Exactly. Like, his hobbit ways are showing more and more every day.
I might over-exaggerate my feelings on the game just to annoy Allan, but I do, part of me is interested in the game, but a lot of me is like, what is the point in this game? And I want to see what that is. Allan hinted that they might have things like online space battles with other people, which would add a lot to the game, but I haven't seen any of that. So.
I think it's I think what Allan is getting at with it's like Minecraft is when Minecraft was created, nobody had a clue what that game was about, and it was like, oh, I'm just going to run around, I'm going to mine stuff, I'm going to build stuff. And it turned into something totally different. Yeah. I think once the community gets their hands on No Man's Sky, it's going to change things because it's open. It's just open world. Like if you get with your buddies and you just start exploring different areas.
Open universe, I should say.
I do potential like that.
Rather than killing hookers in GTA, you might be well advised to try this. I
don't go around killing hookers in GTA. I'm much more civilized than that. I will kill my friends. I'm not killing hookers.
I will say that
he saves his money for those hookers.
Standing.
Yeah, that bet is still standing, yes.
Yeah. If I get to universe and I'm 12 months, he buys me a crate of beer. If I don't, I buy him a crate of girly drink.
Allan, I think your 240p webcam just went down for a second.
It's alright. Toby, what are you geeking out about?
I am geeking out about the awesome SNES 3DS console that was announced. I think it's just for Japan. It was in the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But basically, they've made a 3DS that looks like a Super Nintendo.
No, it looks like a Super Famicom.
Yeah, Famicom.
But that's
I saw one that looks like a PAL Super Nintendo.
Your Super Nintendo looked like the Famicom, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Our Super Nintendo looked totally different.
That's right.
Yours was a boxier shape with purple.
So I hope they bring it to Europe. It would make sense to bring it to Europe.
But if you look at it, just for clarification, if you do look at it, it says Super Famicom on the outside of it. Mm. So I'll be honest with you, I'm actually going to try to import it, just because I've always kind of wanted to play Japanese games as it is, just to see. I don't know. It'd just be kind of cool. Like, I like Japanese culture and all that stuff. But what my thought was, because, and we'll get into this when we get into it later in the show, but like those games that were announced, they're coming for the Super Nintendo game, they got like 27 games, Japan, and we got like 9 in the United States. I don't know how many you guys got in the UK.
I think there was like 6 or 8 they announced.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, well, this would give me more, and Japan tends to get more virtual console games and things like that. So I just kind of thought like I wouldn't mind getting it, and just it obviously be digital only unless I imported something from PlayAsia. But I agree. I think that thing looks awesome.
It really does. Yeah.
I hope they do one in the United States that's Super Nintendo. Like our Super Nintendo, not...
Yeah, but yours wasn't nice and curvy like ours. Yours was very angular and disgusting looking, so I don't think they're going to make that into a 3DS. I don't think anyone would buy it.
Why you gotta be an ass?
I'm just saying that our Super Nintendo was gorgeous. It had nice curves on it. It just fits.
I don't think that ours was bad. I liked ours a lot. It's my favorite console.
Purple buttons.
Yeah, I actually did like the
purple buttons. That was actually nice.
Yeah, I like the purple buttons.
No.
Don't be jealous. Anyway, myself, I'm geeking out about the R-rated version of Batman v Superman. They released like a poster this week, and it's basically Batman standing on Superman's throat with his spiked boots and stuff, which is a throwback to The Dark Knight Returns, the comic book where Batman is kicking Superman under the jaw and there's like blood splattering. I'm laughing a lot at the parents that are upset that they're not able to show their kids an R-rated, and it's context. It's only R-rated because of the violence. Mm-hmm. Additionally, in the theaters, it's going to be the PG-13 movie. What they're talking about is when the DVD releases, they're going to release an R-rated version as well. Like,
because that happens all the time with director's cuts.
It's ridiculous. It's such a joke. The parents are really upset about this.
I have to say that because, you know, there are some parents that like to fight about, oh, my kid doesn't see that. And then you hear the kids talking about it, how they watch an R-rated version. Because you know what? And when it comes to said and done, they're going to watch it anyway. You know what I mean?
But how many parents are letting their kids play any video game under the sun? And they just think like, oh, every video game's Mario Brothers. And it's not.
It's not. GTA, hello, you know what I mean?
Miguel is a vouch completely for that. We've had conversations about this numerous times where kids are saying, like, their parents are like, oh, my kids don't do this, don't do that. And then the kids
and they're playing it, and they talk about it in detail. They're not just saying it. They're talking about it in detail. They know more than I do. Yeah. And I was like, wow. I mean... Yeah. So, Toby, go play with your whores on GTA.
What are we playing? Allan, what are you playing?
Pretty much playing Xenoblade Chronicles again. But I did just get my copy of Twilight Princess in, so
How far are you in Xenoblade?
I'm on chapter 9 at the moment.
Holy cow, you're way back.
Yeah. That's way back. I'm on chapter 0.
Yeah, you bought that game. You didn't even start it, did you?
No, I will soon, though.
No, it's been good. I've just been kind of grinding a little bit, so.
Yeah. Oh, because you hit that one part where you got that guy.
Did you get that grinder app as well?
No, I
oh, wow.
I don't need to. I have your mom's number.
Yeah. Miguel, what are you playing?
Wow. Oh, like I was saying, I'm playing Fire Emblem Birthright, and of course I'm still playing my Destiny. I just want to get it done, but I love it. So.
How far along are you in feats?
Not long. I'm up to like chapter 4, and
to the train.
Yes, I'm on chapter 4, and I'm just still working on it, but I will have more time to play it in a week or so. So I'll be happy.
Now. You didn't get the special edition, but you did get. You bought Birthright. You bought it from Best Buy, and then you bought the DLC, $20. You got Conquest as well. Once you hit Chapter 6, that's when you'll make the decision. What you want to do. Do you want to be Birthright? Do you want to continue to play Birthright, or do you want to switch to Conquest? And then if you do switch to Conquest, that's when they're going to ask you for your download code, and you put it in play. I think a lot of people were confused by that. A lot of people were upset about that because they were like, I bought Conquest. Why can't I play it right away? And it's like, because Conquest and Birthright and Revelation, they're all the same exact game for the first 6 chapters. Once you pick Chapter 6, once you hit Chapter 6 and you pick what your decision is, that's when the game opens up and goes in the 3 different directions. So I, myself, have been playing a lot. I love it. I think it's a great game, really. I started dabbling yesterday in Twilight Princess. I did the opening. I'm actually the wolf now. So I got to that part where I'm Wolf Link. And then I've been playing Madden 16 a lot. I bought it this week for $19 on the PSN, and a buddy of work of mine, he kind of started talking to me about Ultimate Franchise and it's got me hooked, man. I'm like trading, putting cards up on auction, and drafting your players and all this. So it's been a lot of fun.
Can I just clarify? Madden is the American rugbies, isn't it?
No, it's football.
It's American football.
It's the world's football.
It's American football.
It's American football.
It's the world's football.
No,
even Americans call it American football.
No, we don't. Well, we don't. We call it football. We don't call it. We don't call it American football.
We should call it football.
Would it not be better to call it handball, seeing as the foot plays very limited?
Pretty much.
They kick the ball and they run, so that's
I'm sorry, Bobby, but I'm there. I'm with them.
But you're Spanish.
Even with Spanish, we say
Spanish guys are all about soccer,
and that's American football. But if we say football, we say soccer. Anyway,
exactly.
That's another debate.
Anyway,
you use your feet to control a ball.
Toby, what are you playing?
Well, pretty much just obsessed with Twilight Princess right now. So I got it yesterday, and I started playing it last night. I did the first. Well, it took me an hour and 48 minutes to get to the first dungeon. So you do the village bit, you herd your goats, you catch your fish, you do like all of that boring stuff.
Yeah.
Then you do the wolf bit, which is where Bobby is. You get your wolf power and you go through like the castle bit and then some other bits, collecting the little droplets. And then after that you turn back into Link and then you go off to the first dungeon. So that's where I got to last night. And it wasn't as boring as I remember it being, especially the wolf bits. I mean, some of the village bit could still be streamlined, I feel, but the wolf stuff, is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what got me in the beginning. Like when I played that, it was boring, the original version. And I stopped.
You know what, though? That's the funny thing is that's all you've been hearing all along, leading in. Like, oh, they didn't make this quicker, and this is the boring part. I too, like, I started playing, and I was thinking like that hour went by real quick. Like, that hour zipped by, and then I was like, holy crap, I'm already at Wolf Link. Like, okay, let's keep going. Like, I know I don't have much further to go as Wolf Link until I think I got maybe 20 more minutes to go until I'm to the point where you are.
Yeah.
And,
so
I'm enjoying it.
Dungeon,
This morning I did the first dungeon, the forest dungeon, and that was so good. Like, way better than I remember it being, because like it's been a while since I played it on Wii. But this time, not only does it look gorgeous because of the graphics like upgrade, but actually like observing like the dungeon, because I played it before, it's not exactly new to me, so I find myself sort of analysing how the dungeon's laid out more and how they progress in the dungeon, and it's just like top class dungeon design for a Zelda game. And I've heard a lot of people say that Twilight Princess has some of the best dungeons in a Zelda game.
Absolutely.
And it's just like so clever the way that they introduce all the little elements, and they say like Nintendo is more hand-holdy these days, and Skyward Sword is definitely more hand-holdy than Twilight Princess, but a lot of the stuff in the dungeon in Twilight Princess is sort of taught to you just by you figuring it out yourself.
Yeah.
Like the enemies get slightly tougher as you go along, and then you figure out how to use the Gao boomerang like for puzzles and stuff, and there's occasionally Midna will suggest something, but there's nothing explicitly telling you what you have to do. So I hope that they take a lot from this into the new Zelda.
Now for me, when I see and you're nailing it right on. Like when I remember playing this on the Wii, and that's the one thing I walked away from. Like every dungeon, if memory serves me correctly, every dungeon took me approximately an hour plus to accomplish and beat. And I remember when I would get done, and I would just be like, "Oh my god, that thing was amazing!" Like just the feel of actually being in something that you always imagined as a kid. Like, yes, we had Ocarina of Time and all that stuff, but this just felt different. This just felt much grander, per se. And that's the one thing I always liked about it. So I'm looking forward to getting into that part again and just seeing where it goes. And the graphics do look really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think they really knocked it out the park.
And you know what else about the first dungeon is cool is the way they use the monkeys, because the monkeys sort of they sort of act as a tutorial in the way that they show you where to go next, because they're always like, follow me. But you don't have to follow them. Like, and they help you throughout the dungeon, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really clever the way they've done it. So.
All right, so here's the question. With this game, you can use the gamepad, you can use the Pro Controller.
Yeah.
I started playing with the gamepad.
Yep.
I know you're playing with the gamepad.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any want or desire to switch to the Pro Controller?
So far, no. I thought I might, but actually, like, because when you're using the gamepad, you have the option to aim, like, move the gamepad to aim things like the slingshot and the Gale boomerang. Or you could just use the right stick, like the camera stick. And I find myself using the stick more than anything, but occasionally I'll just like lift it up a bit and aim, like you do on the 3DS games.
But I'm also wondering, I think I'm just going to try it just to see. But I remember when I played Wind Waker and I used a Pro Controller, that worked too.
It does work, yeah.
It has the motion.
But I tell you what, I love managing my inventory on the gamepad without having to pause the screen. Like that is true too. That is the coolest thing. Like you can, right? I need to assign the slingshot really quickly. I just move my thumb over, drag it onto the X button or whatever, and I'm done. Like no pausing. It's just instant.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right with that. That is true. That's very true. Like anything you need, just grab it, and you can switch between the inventory and the map by.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so cool having the map on there because you have a mini map on the screen, but you can get rid of that whenever you want and always have the main map on the gamepad. So
yeah, that's cool.
I like that.
Okay, so a couple days ago was the Nintendo Direct, and we all watched it. But leading into this, we all kind of picked one thing. We made one prediction that we thought might happen. So I'm going to go through that list, and we'll kind of see who was right and who was wrong. Spoilers, we were horrible. So Toby is up first. Toby, he predicted Box Boy 2 would be announced for the 3DS, and he also said that it would be available after the Direct. I really did think that was going to happen.
Just to be clear, there has already been a trailer for the game, so we know it's real. But I just thought
Japan has it.
Yeah, I thought it would be released like that day after the Direct.
Yeah,
that was my prediction.
I really, when you said that, I said, man, that makes a lot of sense. I think he's dead on with that. But that I didn't see it. It wasn't in the UK trailer or Nintendo Direct at all. Mm-hmm. For myself, I really thought this was going to happen, but it didn't. But I thought that they had gotten into this process of like after the Directs, they would kind of say like, "Hey, be sure to check back in a couple weeks or the first week of April, whatever, with this." And I thought they were going to say, "Come back in April for a Nintendo NX Direct, straight up." And
sorry about that.
Bless you, Allan.
Do me a favor.
I was trying to make my mute
your mic, man. Jesus.
I couldn't get to the button.
Make it a little easier on me when it comes to the editing, please.
I'm making my moments spectacularly today. It's great. I'm just how can I fuck with Bobby the most?
So the NX Direct announcement didn't happen. Allan, because he's Liam Robertson's bitch, basically said that
I had more reasons than just that.
He said that Star Fox was getting a delay. It was not going to be released. But if you watched his Twitter, he backtracked big time later on and said
he did kind of clarify, but I just thought the amount of silence around that game so close to launch, like The Division, kind of has me like a bit. Where is this going? I mean, The Division's like what, next week?
Yeah.
Nothing. Same with Star Fox. It's out next month.
Well, to be fair, The Division has had a couple of betas. People have been playing it. I've been watching YouTube videos of it. There's been none of that for Star Fox.
Yeah. And then Miguel's prediction was Nintendo will announce a Metroid remake for the 3DS, and he was wrong on that. But I will say this, and we talked about this before the show, and I want to bring this clarification. Miguel made two predictions that were spot on, but he didn't pick them and give them to me as his main predictions. One was Monster Hunter was going to get a new game, which it did, and they announced that. And then the other one was he said that Hyrule Warriors would be announced, they would show stuff, and it would kind of cross between the two games, which it did. They showed DLC that's coming to Hyrule Warriors Legend that's actually you could buy it on the Wii U version as well. It's a shame because that game before was announced, I was really gung-ho for that game, and I was like, I'm going to get this again, but I just don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like it's what I expected. I think they tried to keep too much of it, making it look like the original, and I think they should have just went more of the cartoony style, because I don't think the 3DS can handle what they wanted to handle. Okay, so now that we're all wrong on our predictions, and that's obvious, we're going to just kind of talk about the Direct. And I did a video this week where I talked about the Direct and all that, and you can find that on the YouTube channel. But I basically talked about, what I liked, what I didn't like. But I want to throw it to the guys. Allan, what were your thoughts?
Why don't we do what we did before, when we go around in a circle and each say one thing that we liked about it?
Okay, we could do that. So, all right, Allan, what was one thing that you liked about? What was the first thing you liked about the Direct?
I'm going to stick. I like the fact that they kept the tone light, and they seem to have kept that format the same. They haven't kind of veered it to being more serious. Or
see, I don't know, because we have different presenters, don't we, in the US to the European one?
Yes.
And in the European one, we had the European president, Shibata, I think his name is, and he was doing like dances and stuff, and just being like a silly guy, which is really cool, seeing that sort of light-hearted thing like Alan's talking about. And but in the US, you have Bill Trinan, is that right?
Did he not sit staring at an orange though? Did he not kind of channel?
I did see a picture of that. Yeah.
And it's like that's what I like. They kept that kind of jovial, light-hearted tone, which kind of separates them from everyone else. So I like that.
Yeah.
Really?
We had Bill Trinan on ours, and we had Miyamoto. Did you guys have Miyamoto?
Yeah, we had a little bit of it.
What about you, Miguel? What was one thing that you liked?
I did like the announcement of the Kirby Amiibos, but I wasn't impressed with the Nintendo Direct.
Did you not understand one thing? You said, what's the one thing that you like?
One thing that I like, and I thought it was also one thing I did not like.
No. Just one thing you like. We're gonna go through and then we'll come back.
Okay, well, the one thing I liked was the announcement of the Kirby Amiibos.
Yeah, they do look cool.
That's all.
Now, is that something you're gonna try to get?
Myself, I gotta see first. I'm not gonna like run and pre-order it. It's something. I mean, because some of the characters are redundant. I find that, you already have King DDD, and you have Kirby, but you have the other characters I probably consider getting. It's something that I don't want to run and pre-order for, but I do like them.
I think I'm definitely getting Kirby, because Kirby's different. You know what I mean? I like him sitting on the star. That's kind of cool. And then Waddle Dee I'm definitely getting, but King DDD and Meta Knight,
they're like the same.
Yeah, but Meta Knight looks a lot like his other one. DDD looks like DDD from the original games.
Yeah, he looks way different.
Yeah, he's got a different look to him than.
It's like smaller. He looks smaller.
He looks smaller, but if you look at the original games, that's kind of what the art style they.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Toby, what about you? What's something you liked?
I really like the announcement for the new Mario Maker items that they're bringing to the game. So they're putting keys in the game, so you can have locked doors, and you can also make enemies hold the keys, so you have mandatory boss fights. And I think that's something that a lot of people have wanted for a long time. And there's also pink coins, where you've got 5 pink coins that you can hide throughout the level. So you've got that sort of gives people more of an incentive to explore your level more, because once you find all 5 of these pink coins, you get a key. So that's like another mandatory way to lock people out of the exit, is to make them explore and look for these coins. And finally, I think they're called skewers. Basically, if you remember in Super Mario World, some of the fortresses had these massive like spike pillars that just crash down on you, and now you can put those in your game, and I think that's going to be really awesome. So.
Yeah, that's cool. That was cool. The one thing that stood out for me right off Jump Street was the Super Nintendo games coming to the 3DS. I've been waiting for that for a while, but the list that they did, now granted, like I said earlier, like Japan got 27 different games, and we got 9 in the United States announced at least.
So what did you get announced?
We got Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero, Link to the Past, Earthbound, Donkey Kong Country.
I think 1 and 2.
Yeah, we got 1 and 2 announced, and then there's 2 more games I'm missing. Oh, Mario Kart, and then I forget what the third game.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the ones we got as well.
Yeah, I would like it if I just hope it continues. I hope it keeps going from this point.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited for Earthbound because I want to play that again.
Yeah, I hope that they add titles that aren't as well known, like because you always get these same games like on VC, like whether it's on Wii or Wii U. Like it'd be nice to have more obscure titles that were still good games. You know?
Absolutely.
Is it limited to the new 3DS XL?
I think it is. I think it is.
They specifically said you cannot play it on a 3DS. It has to be a new 3DS.
Yeah.
That's a ballsy decision at this stage of the game, isn't it?
The thing is, like, I found online somebody linked to an article about emulation, saying that it's not that easy to just put you could have an emulator on a standard 3DS, but it takes more processing power than you think to make it accurate. Like, there's a lot that goes into making something emulate a console like really accurately. So I don't know how true that is, but.
And what they're saying with this is what they're calling pixel perfect. Like it's spot on to the original. And I did buy Super Mario World because that was the first game that launched. It launched after Direct. I didn't mess with F-Zero, and I probably won't get Pilot Wings, but it's perfect. It is pixel perfect. It looks like exactly like nothing like I've ever seen on a handheld. It holds up. It's great.
It's gonna be really cool to play SNES games on the go like that because, a Link to the Past. I had that on Game Boy Advance and I played it on a DS Lite, but the screen on that's quite small and not as good as a 3DS screen. So I'm really looking forward to playing that on my 3DS.
That's the one. Like when I looked at it, I thought, oh, the other one was Super Metroid. That was the last game. For me, I'm excited for Earthbound, obviously, Link to the Past, Super Mario World. I was like, when they announced those ones, I was like, sign me up. Because I've been wanting to play Link to the Past on the go, and it's been driving me crazy that I haven't been able to. And I'm like, come on, man, like, put this out already, and now they did, so I'm happy about that. Allan, what's another thing that you... Because you're not... Like, the tone is nice, but is there something you like in terms of, like, announcements?
Excuse me.
I'm glad that you like the president dancing around, but is there something that
I mean, you know what? I'm interested by the new Paper Mario.
Good choice.
I'm not a big Paper Mario fan, so I don't know. I'm interested in it. You know what? I'm not going to actually lie. I was very left by this Direct. But I'm going to get into that more at the end. So I'm kind of really struggling to find things I really like. Okay. I'm a miserable Scotsman. We're meant to be.
You are.
Yeah. Well, that's obvious. Let me tell you something. I'm going to fill people in on something. I was recording my video after the Direct, and Allan. After the Direct, Toby and I and Allan all said we're not going to talk about it. We're going to save it for the show. Allan proceeds to blow up my phone with text after text after text, crying the blues about all this stuff, right? I'm in the middle of recording, and I go, mother effer, Allan, stop. I'm like screaming at the phone, and I'm like, he won't stop. And I look at the camera, I'm like, he won't stop texting, and all. So I had to shut my phone off so I could finish recording, because every 2 seconds my phone was buzz, 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 and I'm like, oh, I'm going to choke this guy so bad. Miguel, is there something else that you liked with the...
I have to agree with Allan. It didn't strike me as... And I'll just talk about that later as well.
Okay. Toby, what about you?
I thought it was kind of interesting, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But that Star Fox Guard game that comes either bundled with Star Fox or sold separately, but it used to be Project Guard. I think Miyamoto mentioned it was at E3 as like a demo thing a couple of years ago, and it's expanded into a full game. They've slapped Star Fox on it, and it's basically a cute tower defense game
Yeah.
Where you've got like 12 different cameras around the field that act as your towers, and they've got guns on them. And then you can look at the gamepad and you can click on one of the cameras and it will jump to that on the main screen, and then you can move it around and shoot the enemies that are coming along the path. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't look great, and it's a very simple concept, but I do like games like that, tower defense games like that. So I'm kind of intrigued by that, and I want to see, how it goes, because they mentioned there's 100 levels, so there must be something to it, like some sort of substance.
It's getting a disc release, which is like, what?
Yeah, but so did Captain Toad.
Yeah, and it's packed in with it's not a separate game. It's coming with
Star Fox.
Star Fox.
And it's not a full price game either. Like
No,
if you buy it separately, it's like $15. So
that's if you only want that. But if you buy it, but
still expensive.
At least so in the United States, this is what they said. If you bought Star Fox, so it equates out of the same price of them packed in. So you would buy Star Fox for maybe $10 cheaper or $15 cheaper than the thing, but if you bought that too, it's bundled in and it gives you the bundle price. I don't know what the price point is because they haven't announced that yet. I'm just going off of what he said. Though.
I think Game Explain said it was $50 for Star Fox Zero, and then if you bought that, you got a $5 discount off Star Fox Guard. So Star Fox Guard was $10. So in total,
there you go,
$60.
Yeah. So there you go.
It should be $10 and $5 off of that. That's my opinion.
Well, you don't know. I mean, you might really enjoy it.
You haven't seen it.
It might 100 levels. I mean, that's quite a chunk of game.
That's
the one thing I'm going to say is this, and this goes to a lot of. Or I'll wait because this is going to get ugly in a minute. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like my thing is Super Paper Mario. I think that game looks gorgeous.
It really does.
It has my interest definitely way up. I think there's no way you can look at that game and think it looks ugly. I think it's really cool looking. So I'm definitely interested in that. And then Metroid Federation Force. The more I see about that game,
I'm sorry. It sounds like the. I'm sorry. Power Rangers.
The more I see about that game, the more interested I am in it. I think, the explanation that they gave for why it's coming now makes total sense to me. And people that are complaining about it and making a fuss about why are we getting this and not a regular Metroid game, this game was started in 2009. If you go back to 2009, you were getting all your Metroid games. They had to put it on hold because they were building it for the DSi, and it just wasn't powerful enough to do what it needed to do. The only thing for me that can make or break this game, and I know, and unfortunately it's leaning that way, I know it is no voice chat. Because I feel like a game like this, because I feel like this is kind of like a Destiny.
Yes,
obviously
exactly.
It doesn't look as good, but it's an MMO type game, like a Destiny, where you get your team together and you go out and you hunt monsters and stuff like that. You need voice chat in this. You cannot not have voice chat in this.
Communication is important.
Yeah, and they didn't do it with Triforce Heroes, and that hurt that game for me at least, because it was very hard to play on the internet with people that I was getting so frustrated. I wanted to slam my 3DS down because you couldn't communicate to them. The other thing too is I hope they don't region lock it, because if they region lock it like they did with Triforce Heroes, that limits me again of who I could play with. Mm-hmm. So I'm just hoping that they do open this up full scale to everybody, and I hope they do have voice chat in it, even if it's just if it's not great. I don't need to be great voice chat. I just need to be able to communicate with my friends and just be like, hey, I'm going over here with this monster, I need help, or something,
Yeah. I like the idea of the way that your character's set up can change, because it's all based on a weight limit, and depending on what items like of armor and guns and stuff you pick, it will change your class. So you can have someone on your team that's like a medic, and he can like stand back and heal people from distance. You can have someone that's built like a tank that goes in, absorbs all the damage, and then you can have a damage dealer on the side that's doing something.
Like I said, more I see, more I like. Okay, so go ahead, Allan. What aren't you happy about?
Everything. Where do you start?
Miguel, it's close. You know what? Star Fox is going to I have my issues with that, right? This was the death rattle direct to me. This is what we've got, and this is it. Hope you like it. This was the last direct before NX. This is the last Wii U 3DS centric direct, and it just felt like it. It felt like one of those conferences you get at E3 before your system's going out the window. It just felt like they'd hashed what we've got together. This is the best we've got. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and if you do, brilliant, you're going to buy it. I was kind of you Bobby, I blame for this because I kind of got a little bit hyped that they were going to at the end go, and we'll see you in, give us a month for the NX Direct, and I was hoping at the end that they were going to say.
How are you blaming me for that? You're the one to get your hopes up.
Sir, your little prediction of I'm going to go that they're going to announce at the end. We'll see. We'll have a direct in this one. And I was like, you know what? I can see that, but all that I saw with Super Paper Mario. Or the new Paper Mario, the Star Fox. I just see games that... Well, Paper Mario looks like the 3DS one that came out. What was it? Sticker Stars. And that's been a thing folk have been giving a critique against. Like, it just looks like Sticker Stars. Star Fox, in my opinion, that game is being rushed out the door, and I think it needs another couple months, if not more. If not, scrap it and just stick it onto NX.
But, okay. Look. Besides the fact that you're choking on Liam, what is your reasoning for saying that this game isn't good? Like, tell me what your issue is with this game, because I don't see it. Like, the time that Platinum had to work on this game, it's soup to nuts, above and beyond better than E3 when they showed it last year. Like, quality is there with this.
I will say they have shown a slight bump visually, but what I think my issue is, I am a big fan of adventures. I enjoyed Assault. And yet, games like Star Fox Command kind of left me feeling a bit like, okay.
Did you enjoy Lilac Wars?
I loved Lilac Wars, and I think this is where my problem comes. This is, in my mind right now,
this is Lilac Wars 2
HD.
That's how I feel.
What is wrong with that, though? Because I love Lilac Wars. I'd love a HD Lilac Wars.
I think we're removing aspects of the franchise that kind of got brought in that some people may not have enjoyed, but I did, and that was kind of, particularly with Assault, was that kind of ground-to-air combat that they had.
They do have that with the Walker, though.
Yeah, no, coming out of your ship, being able to jump on ships, having a chicken walker does not count.
They have a tank, though. They have a tank. No, I'm not talking. Listen, I'm not talking about the chicken walker. I'm not talking about the chicken walker. I'm talking about they have a tank.
Yeah, they have the Landmaster.
The Landmaster, okay, but I feel that it just feels like when they were coming up with the game, they were more focused on how do we get the gamepad integration. And it's like, okay, well, we have.
Well, that's interesting because I was watching before we did this. I was watching a Game Explain video, and they were going on about hands-on they had with Star Fox Zero, and they mentioned that before the major delay that this game got, it was quite built as a sort of a linear game. And like when they first started building it. It was more of an experiment. How can we use the gamepad in an interesting way? Then they came up with a concept, and then they slapped Star Fox on it. But the trouble is, people has expectations of what a Star Fox game is, in that it is like Lilac Wars on the N64. So then they decided they're going to delay it so they can rework it into that format. So you have multiple paths to go down and different planets to go on. And I think that's a good thing that they've done that.
I'm still going to buy it. I'm going to buy the bundle because I want that cool steel box that they've got because it looks awesome. And I'm sad.
Only available over there or in US too? I don't know.
I think it's everywhere.
I don't see anything.
No, but I mean, overall for me, the direct fell flat because it definitely smacked of this is our last go. And I know I'm kind of overly negative, but I think for me, I'm ready to move.
Here's a couple things that I'm taking from this. First, with Star Fox, you liked adventures. You're in the very small camp that liked adventures. A lot of people, that was the biggest complaint about that, was that you got out of Star Fox and you ran around and fought and stuff. People hated that, and the game did not sell well. So it makes sense that they took that aspect out of it and went back to. So if that's what you were looking for, you were never going to get that. With all the complaints of with that, with the fact of with the gamepad and stuff, I'm going to say this point blank, and I'm not directing it towards you, so don't, Nintendo fans in general have only themselves to blame for this. Because leading into that E3, all you ever heard, when we're on the NVC group, go back and look at some of the posts, if you can go back that far. I don't know how far back you can go. But it was, what's the killer app for the gamepad? Why do I need the gamepad? Nintendo has to show me why I need a gamepad. When I got the Wiimotes, it made sense with the bowling and stuff like that. Why do I have to have this gamepad? Why can't I just use a Pro Controller? So they go to Miyamoto and they go, listen, we need you to do something, make some games. And he did 3 prototype games to show developers what you can do with the gamepad, the integration. Mm-hmm. Star Fox was one of them, and the other game that's coming along with it as well. That was, Star Fox Guard. That was another one. And then the other one was the robots fighting. The thing of it is like, would I like traditional controls with this? Yes. Everybody said the same thing about Splatoon 2. And guess what? Splatoon's one of the biggest sellers that Nintendo's had in a long time. You got to get the controls in your hands before you make these assumptions. Like, that's the biggest thing. That's my biggest issue with everybody complaining about this stuff is like, what do you don't know until you have it in your hands. It's the same thing we heard about Twilight Princess leading in. Oh, it looks janky. It looks like this. It looks like that. You haven't played it. How the hell do you know? You're looking at internet footage. The footage you're watching is only as good as your internet speed. If you don't have great internet speed, if you don't have super fast fiber optics like Toby, you're not going to really see the best, And Miguel will vouch. When we walked into Nintendo World Store and we saw Twilight Princess playing, that
on a 15-foot screen.
Yeah. Now think that's expanding and it's getting bigger. When it comes down to our size TVs, it's going to look even better. And when I saw it, I was like, "Holy crap! That is unreal." It looks amazing.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
The last thing, and this is directed to you, this part, is what do you expect? Like, you're saying it sounds like it's like a death toll going out. It's what it is, if anything, you should be excited because the next thing that comes is NX. So I wouldn't look at it like, stop looking at the glass half empty, buddy. Look at the glass half full. Like, okay, we got some decent stuff. Was it the greatest? I'm not going to act like it's the greatest direct ever because I don't think it was very good. I think ultimately I got good things out of it that I was happy about, but I don't look at it as a death march. I look at it as, okay, now bring on the NX. Like, we all know that the Wii U is done. This is it.
Yes.
Last year when Iwata brought up the NX,
that
Wii
was
U
it.
Was done.
Yep.
Like, people were like, done talking Wii U, let's start talking NX. I understand why he did it. It was a dumb move. He should have never brought it up, because now they're in a situation where they went into a Christmas where people weren't buying Wii U's because they were looking.
They were waiting for the NX. Yeah.
But I think if you're an RPG fan or a 3DS fan in general, like this was a pretty good direct because you got the Dragon Quest VII remake.
Yes.
You got a trailer for that. A new Japanese RPG role-playing game on Wii U.
Yep.
You got Monster Hunter Generations, I think. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yokai Watch in the European one because we haven't got that yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What else was it? There was another.
Like, if you look at
Mario's an RPG anyway, so there's a lot of like RPG stuff.
Well, that's kind of. I think that's probably the biggest complaint that people are saying about Paper Mario is it's not a true RPG. It's kind of almost like an action RPG.
It's like the most recent Paper Mario games have been like that, but people. I mean, they showed a very small amount of this game. They mentioned a little bit about the combat, but not much. So I think people are really jumping to conclusions with what this game is going to be. People are like, "Oh, there's no partners, there's no proper combat or leveling or anything." But they've not really showed enough for you to make those assumptions. Like, I saw a floating paint pot can. That could be a partner.
Yeah.
We're in a very strange space as the hardcore, aren't we?
Well, but here's the thing. And I've said this all along. If you are in the Nintendo ecosystem, and by that I mean you have a 3DS, you have a Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
You have games to play.
Yes.
Like, I'm so wrapped up with Fire Emblem Fates right now, I can't even see Star Fox. And once that's done, I have Twilight Princess to go into. Like, I'm trying to balance them both, and I'm like, holy crap, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, like, there are games here to play. It's just a matter of, you know, do you like them games or not? And that's the main thing. Like, if you're not into RPGs at all, then you probably have an issue, you know. Mm-hmm. But like with Twilight Princess, I think that's a good game. It looks. Yeah. I think it's better than good. It's a really good game. It's a great game. It looks phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it wasn't going to be, and that's the other thing that's so annoying. You know, it's like, we want HD remakes. We want HD remakes. Like, give us something, you know, to hold us over. And they put out Wind Waker, and everybody's through the roof, and they love it. Then they put out Twilight Princess. Oh, it doesn't look as good as Wind Waker.
It's nonsense.
Yeah,
you know,
can't complain
Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess. It looks great.
Yeah.
The textures are really good, especially when you're climbing the vines. Man, the vines are great. But there, you know, I do occasionally. I see the odd tree that looks a bit weird. But you know what? Like, I think it looks great, and it is a really, really good, solid Zelda game, and that's going to keep me going until Uncharted comes out, until Ratchet & Clank comes out. But you know what? Like, I was wondering, this is the only console Zelda that 3D console Zelda they haven't remade so far is Skyward Sword, and I wonder if they're going to do anything with Skyward Sword on the NX. Like, will they do a remastered version of it on NX?
I think they might.
Possible.
I think it's. I think what's going to happen. Well, here's what could potentially happen. They'd have to rework it because I don't think
they
would
have
the controls.
The mechanics.
They'd have to change the mechanics to make it more just a controller-based game. Because I don't know that they're going to carry that part of. Like, I don't know that they're going to carry that part of the Wii over with the motion controls at all. We could be shocked. They could. You know what I mean? They could say, hey, you could still hook a bar up to it, a motion sensor, and all that, so this way you could play those games. But I just don't see that happening. I think they want to distance themselves from the Wii and the Wii U.
I think it could be the one game that never gets.
Yeah.
You know, that sadly gets, I do think like Mario Galaxy.
It's a good Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I never played it, and I regret it every single chance I get. I've tried to pick it up, and every time I've tried, like, I can't find it, and I just don't want to pay $7. I wish that Nintendo would just bring it over to the Wii U, you know, as a virtual console game, and say, here, we're not going to redo the graphics, whatever, go have fun with it, because it's not a bad looking game. It still looks great. I want it, and I just don't want to pay $70 for the thing, and unfortunately that's where you're at. Is if you want to get something like that, you're going to pay $70 for it.
Yeah.
Miguel, you were saying that you had some issues.
Like you were saying, I would preface this by saying that, yes, with the expectation of the NX and mobile games to come, I put that to the side. When I watched the Direct, I felt like it was like an Apple commercial or Apple presentation where they're showing you these games and look what we can do here. And I don't know. I did have my prejudice over that. Like, I'm not happy with the Paper Mario. It's pretty. It's fun. I thought it was campy at times. But also, like with Star Fox, I'm leery. I mean, it looks good. Yes, the graphics have improved leaps and bounds from the presentation before. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I guess, like you said before, I still have that NX in my mind.
Yeah.
And so, like with Star Fox, I'm kind of scared. I mean, I'm a mix between excited and disappointed.
How did you feel about the retro mode where you can fly, like the SNES looking one, and it's got the music and everything? And,
I mean, it's cute. I mean, I like that. So, it's cute. I mean, like changing it. You know, there's other games that can do that too.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, this will hold me over. And then it's just like, you know, it's like a kid, you know, I want to get this, and then when you have it, it's like, now what? And it's like that's how I felt with that. I mean, I like Star Fox. I don't know. I don't have a full confidence with the game as of yet. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's where I'm coming from.
I think the biggest missed opportunity for them was not putting out a Star Fox series of amiibo.
I agree with you there, and also another thing is that the fact that in the Nintendo Direct before it was even on, they had to tell you that no announcement of the NX or mobile. I thought that was also like a sign of a nail on a coffin. I mean, I know everybody was expecting that, and they had to post that sign saying NX will not be announced or mobile. I think that in itself, too, there was a lot of people disappointed. I'm not saying, I mean, I am saying we know, and we're at the realization that the Wii U is coming to its conclusion. We know that. But the games that it's going to conclude with, I guess it's like, for me, it's just like they have to do it. It's a filler.
But it's every console. When every console comes to a close, you know, will there be a swan song? Yes. Zelda U will be its swan song. Yes. Zelda U will be its Last of Us. Mm-hmm. Zelda U will be its Skyward Sword. Yes. Like when Nintendo closes the door, there's always that one game that's the going out the door game, you know, and that's what this is, you know. I don't know. I think the one thing though that to answer something that you said was, I think the reason why now the NX was news because I think a lot of people felt like, hey, they're going to talk about the NX here.
Yes.
But they didn't, and that's fine. And they announced it prior, and I think that was good that they announced it prior, so that way people don't get their expectations up.
Yeah.
The mobile, it blows my mind that they got to keep telling people that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Directs, because they said it a long time ago. Our directs are for our games, for our consoles, our handhelds. The mobile will not be talked about in Nintendo Directs. I think at some point later down the line they will, but it was the first thing that everybody, like Mark from the Warp Whistle podcast, he messaged me. He's like, "Man, no Pokemon Go," and I was like, "Mark, they've said it all along. They're not going to discuss mobile in these directs." You know, and I'm talking about like the Pokemon Go Direct is what he said that. So me going into this one, I was saying the same thing. Like they're not going to talk about this. They did mention Miitomo, but it was a brief. And all it was just saying, like, hey, sign up for the Nintendo account.
Yeah, pre-order it.
Yeah, pre-order it and all that stuff. So, which, real quick, who is signed up for My Nintendo?
I am.
I am.
No, not yet.
What? Why not, Allan? Get on it.
I don't want to tie it to the accounts that I've got on my Wii U and that. I'm going to wait for an NX, and then I'm going to get my gamer tag and everything in order.
So you don't have to. You don't have to.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What is your Nintendo ID? What is so embarrassing about it?
Well, the one on my Wii U for some reason went Paxman, so it looks like my name is Alan Paxman, like Jeremy Paxman. And then the one on my 3DS is Full Fat Gaming, which obviously is pointless.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to tie it to that.
Do you know?
No, you can pick like your Facebook or your Twitter account and all that stuff. You can link it to those.
You can link it to a Nintendo ID at any point, though, right? Yeah. After that.
Yes. So you can
get that then. I thought it had to be linked to your console straight away.
No. Get it set up, man. Get it set up because you start earning points when you get Miitomo and all that stuff.
Okay.
So that's one of the main reasons I did it, to get those free points.
I'll do it just now.
Yeah.
Can we have a quick shout out to that Kirby game that nobody mentioned? Kirby Planet.
I meant Amiibos.
You mentioned Amiibo, but the game. Basically, I know why nobody talked about it, because it's basically the same as Triple Deluxe, you know, the most recent Kirby game, but this time Kirby can get inside a mech suit, so you get mech Kirby walking around.
Yeah.
So.
Kirby Titanfall.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that it looks like another solid Kirby platformer, but it's not different enough to get excited about.
Okay, question. Who plays Kirby games?
I do. Karina, I bought Karina it, or she bought it, but I played it as well, and I enjoyed it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I wasn't being. The only one that I got was the Rainbow Curse for the Wii U, and I hated.
Tell you what.
I liked it. I thought it was gorgeous. I just hated the fact that I had to play on the gamepad when I wanted to look at the screen because it was so gorgeous on the screen. You know, that was
Kirby's Fun Pack on the SNES. That had like 5 games in one. That was brilliant. Kirby.
I want to say this real quick. I was talking to Julius from Image of Forum one time, and he was saying that he was actually playing Kirby and the Rainbow Curse without looking at the gamepad. like he was looking at his TV drawing, and I'm like, how in the heck did you do that? Like that takes skills, man.
I suppose if you get used to writing without looking, like some people can do that, can't they?
Yeah, I'm just not that skilled. I know that for a fact.
Like the SNES had some good Kirby games. There's Kirby's Ghost Trap, which was like one of those like games where you got little blobs that come down, you have to match them up, and then they disappear, like matching games. And Kirby's Dream Course, the Kirby golf game, that was brilliant. I hope they do a sequel to that one day.
Real quick, I just wanted to touch on one thing, just because I wanted to get it out of the way. But because Allan has more knowledge on this, and it makes more sense. But like when Uncharted 4 got delayed, Allan, what was the reasoning for the delay?
The reason for the delay that's been cited is they want to press more discs before, because it'll be going gold on schedule, and they just want to have more discs ready for worldwide launch.
Now, do you believe that, or do you think they're just blowing smoke? I
believe that. In that it wouldn't. They've been honest up to the point that this game has been given more time in the oven. Mm-hmm. The story trailer that we saw recently, the one you refused to watch.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
You're both little girls. It's amazing.
I don't want to be. Listen, I want to go into the game. Amazing. I just want to go into the game blind as I can and just
like
enjoy
the other
game.
Uncharted games.
Yeah. I just want to go in, and I don't want to be spoiled.
It does look a bit silly, doesn't it? This trailer came out a couple of weeks ago, and it had a date on the end of it, a solid date, and you think at that point they would have known how many discs they were going to be pressing.
Yeah.
But no, like they're like, oh, another 2 weeks delay, got to press some more discs. Never mind digital sounds.
I think they may have initially based their numbers on a preconceived idea, and then obviously you've had the Uncharted collection. That's been huge. Okay, it has been bundled, but it's still been huge. And I think they went, right, there is a demand here. Let's be sure we can satisfy everyone day one. Okay. Let's maximize the amount of money we're going to make on that day. 2 weeks isn't a lot. That's why I'm not overly concerned. My concern will be if in that 2 weeks we then start hearing rumblings of like massive day one patches and all that kind of stuff relating to single player.
That's a good point, Allan. That 2 weeks could just give them a little bit extra time to get a patch ready if it needs it.
Yeah.
That's my concern. Yeah. As for the game going gold, I'm happy. I am so ready for that game.
I'm actually going to start 3 maybe next weekend and finish and play through that, because I played 1 and 2 when I got the Uncharted collection, and then as to Toby's advice, he was like, just wait till later to play 3. Wait till you get closer. That way you kind of still notice, it makes more sense. Because the way I was zipping through them, I'd have been done back in November with it all. Yeah. And he's like, just save that one. So I did. I put it on hold.
Play it after Twilight Princess.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I'm going to play Twilight Princess till after Uncharted 4. Be serious with you. Because, dude, Fire Emblem Fates is so good. And I'm
Yeah, but you play your Fire Emblem game at work and on the toilet, right?
The Geek is gone.
No one needs that mental image, Toby.
And then, when you're on the couch, you play Zelda.
No.
What's wrong with you, man? You were saying how good you were.
I'm telling you, Fire Emblem Fates is a phenomenal game, man. It's a great storyline.
I know.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I don't want to put it down right now. I'm enjoying it way too much.
Well, I'm going to be badgering you every week.
Well, because here's the thing. Let's look at big picture here. I've already beaten Twilight Princess. I've played it. I've beaten it.
So have I.
I'm not in a rush to go do it again. Like, I've played it, and I'm enjoying it, but I'd rather get into a storyline I've never discovered before to go into. Now, when I beat Birthright, I think I'll hold off before I jump into the next game, because I have 3 games to play with that. So that just seems like, oh my god, I can't believe they put that much into it.
What are you going to use your sweet amiibo for if you're not playing the game?
I'm not going to use my sweet amiibo regardless. It's just going to go into my case over here.
I like the way it looks in Mario Maker.
The packaging on this. The packaging looks.
I gotta tell you, man, that packaging is awesome. I'll be honest, it's the first amiibo I looked at and went, I don't know that I want to open this, because the painting on it, it looks really, really good. They did a good job with that. The base, I still think they should have.
I love the base.
I don't like the disc.
It's gorgeous. It's got a Harley crest on it.
No, I know that, but I would have rather than.
That's Mega Trainer.
I would have rather had like another rock under. If it would have had a rock under, and then like just had, they could have put the crest like engraved in the rock. I don't know. It's nitpicking. I know. I just didn't like it. I thought they could have, because I like the Disney Infinity bases that is more like they're on something.
Yeah, but this is more fun looking. Like he's jumping.
It look like it's cracking through the rock, so it's like it's all rock, and there's just this little hole in the middle where it looks like it's cracked naturally, and you just see the gold with a little bit of the symbol. It just looks a bit like, oh, we have a base, we have a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want me to text you your base for you?
Yes. Can I do that? Can I send it to you?
You can send it to me. Yeah, and we'll fill it in. We'll make a big rock for you.
Okay, that would be awesome. I would love that. That's what you should do with the one you're painting.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make it.
You should.
I really like the if it didn't have that nice gold Hylian crest, then I would texture it and I'd make it look like more complete. But because it's got that on there, I can't bring myself to do anything with it. It's like defacing the Queen's head on a coin.
Oh, good God. Oh, God.
Long live the Queen.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Coins and eat a swan.
So that is all. That is a complete show, I believe. I didn't even keep a timer this time, so I think we're at an hour. I want to thank Miguel for joining us again. We always have a good time when Miguel's on the show.
Thumbs up for Miguel.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Miguel, tell people how they can reach out to you if they want to reach out to you.
You could hit me up at superknightarmor@gmail.com, or you can hit me at Twitter at superknightarm.
How many tweets have you done?
Have you done any tweets yet?
No.
You've been on Twitter for months.
For months. I know, guys. If you,
we were the first ones to follow you.
If you tweet me, I'll tweet you back.
We have tweeted you.
No, not you. I mean,
we tweeted you
the
months
public
ago.
Audience.
We tweeted you months ago. We're still waiting for the first one.
Joe doesn't care if we tweet him.
Yeah, I know. He's like, whatever.
Toby, I'll tweet you back.
Yeah, you better.
Speaking of tweeting Toby, you can tweet Toby at Toby's_take. He's also on Instagram, Amiibo_workshop, where you can check out, you can follow his process, what he's doing with the Wolf Link Amiibo. Have you posted any pictures of that yet?
Not yet, because I thought it looks. I think I spent 5 minutes on it. I'll wait until I put half an hour into it, and then I'll.
No, that's fine. I was just curious. You can follow Allan on Instagram and on Twitter at Allan_Paxton. Myself, Instagram, Twitter at the Geek Gurus. That is all. Peace, mother.
Bye.
To the plains.